With brand new technologies to explore and develop thanks to Voyager's return, Starfleet Command would set up several starship design projects all in an effort to explore the viability of all this new tech. And one class, the Dauntless Class, would be destined to be a huge success, only to be forgotten for almost 2 centuries due to Starfleet politics. But what do we know about this very unusual starship design? Well, today we'll find out. Hello and welcome to the Season 10 premiere of Truth or Myth Beta Canon, a Star Trek web series that dives into the history of any given topic using beta canon sources and my own imagination to fill in the gaps. In today's episode, we're taking a look at the Dauntless Class as first seen in Season 1 of Star Trek Prodigy to better understand its place in Star Trek history. Please note, here we are again. Another season of the channel, and I'd just like to take a moment to thank you all for your love and support, and look forward to bringing you some amazing content over the next year. But of course, and as always, because this is just a beta canon video, all information relayed should pretty much be taken with a grain of stardust and only considered a little bit of Star Trek fun. And so with all that out of the way, let's begin. After 7 long years in the Delta Quadrant, the u.s.s. Voyager was finally home. Hailed as heroes throughout the Federation, Voyager's crew would receive countless medals as well as a wide array of welcome home parties before they would all need to decide what they wanted to do with their lives now. Eventually, Voyager itself, after rigorous examinations of all the new technologies it held, would be decommissioned and sent to the Fleet Museum, where it's still a popular attraction today. Voyager's Maquis crew members would all be given pardons, along with offers to join Starfleet in various positions. Captain Catherine Janeway would be promoted to the rank of Vice Admiral, giving her mostly mundane tasks to oversee within the Sol system, to not only appease the hero-worshipping citizens of the Federation, but to also keep Janeway from causing any trouble. One such task under her purview was that of starship development based on the technology that Voyager had acquired. The head development engineer of this project, known as Project Full Circle, was none other than Janeway's former chief engineer, B'Elanna Torres. One of the most promising technologies that Voyager had been exposed to was that of the quantum slipstream drive. In late 2374, Voyager had encountered a Federation starship named the Dauntless, which itself held this amazing new engine system. And although the Dauntless was in fact only an alien starship altered to look Federation, after its capture by the Borg, Janeway had ordered the extensive and detailed scans of the engine system to be analyzed, which in turn led Voyager's crew to recreate their own marginally successful attempt at the slipstream drive. Unfortunately, this technological development was too dangerous for a repeat attempt, and Voyager's crew was forced to dismantle the system in hopes of one day returning to that technology. But now, with all of Starfleet's resources at their fingertips, both Janeway and Torres agreed it was time to make the quantum slipstream drive a reality. And as such, in the early 2380s, the Dauntless Class would be born. Sitting at a length of 205 meters, the Dauntless Class was designed to be operated by 150 officers and crew members. Externally, the Dauntless Class retains several design cues from the original fake Dauntless, including a streamlined, arrowhead-shaped primary hull and a near-organic transition into the secondary hull with underslung warp nacelles. But that's where the external design similarities would end. In this new design, the primary hull would be wider and more standard-shaped than the original, while the secondary hull and warp nacelles would be lengthened. The Dauntless Class also lacked the hump that the original had in its transition from the nape of the ship's dorsal section. The Dauntless Class would be capable of warp travel like all Federation starships of the time, with a standard safe cruising velocity of warp factor 7 and an emergency maximum speed of warp factor 9.3 for 16-hour increments. Of course, it would be the quantum slipstream drive that would steal the show, with the Dauntless Class able to cross vast distances far faster than almost any starship class that had come before it. Tactically, the Dauntless class would be equipped with 4 newly enhanced phaser cannon systems, as well as torpedo launchers capable of firing photon, quantum, transphasic, and even micro torpedoes. Specially designed vertical torpedo launching systems would also be included within this design. The Dauntless class would be protected by a multispectral regenerative shield grid, similar to that of the Intrepid and Nova classes. The class's hull plating, on the other hand, would be based on the armor technology brought back by Voyager on its last mission in the Delta Quadrant. This new armor plating was far stronger than any hull plating created before it, and also provided the ship with far more protection against elements such as radiation and hull stresses. A single shuttle bay would also be included within the design. Located in a cutout section on the aft spine of the design, this shuttle bay would be equipped with the latest auxiliary spacecraft that Starfleet Command had to offer. The shakedown cruise of the Dauntless would be far easier than anyone had ever expected. The quantum slipstream drive would actually work without many adjustments needed, and that was something that was very unexpected. Of course, even though the drive had worked for this specific starship design, it would still take some time for a standardized version of the drive to be ready to be installed within the fleet, and thus the Dauntless would be kept classified for several years. And by the time Starfleet Command began to actually test a standardized version of the quantum slipstream drive, only 7 other vessels of the class had been constructed, with most of those vessels being assigned operations within the Delta Quadrant as part of Project Full Circle. And once the standardized quantum slipstream drive had been proven a viable technology, Starfleet Command would see little use in continuing construction of the Dauntless class, and thus the Dauntless class would be quietly decommissioned, with each starship's major technological components removed, and the Federation's general public of the time never truly knowing the importance of the Dauntless class's contribution to the development of slipstream technology. Created as a testbed for Starfleet's first quantum slipstream drive, the Dauntless class would become a forgotten starship design until the 26th century, when Starfleet Command would finally declassify the data on this design, and finally earning the Dauntless class its unusual, important, even if belated place in Starfleet and Federation history. Thank you for watching today's episode of Truth or Myth Beta Canon. What do you think of the Dauntless class and the historical narrative that I've created here? Do you want to see more videos like this one? Well, leave your comments in the section below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, hitting that little bell icon so you won't miss a single video we release. Want to help the channel invent a workable quantum slipstream drive? Then consider becoming a channel member subscriber or a channel patron. Both a major help that allows this channel to purchase resources and 3D models to keep it going. The link to both memberships is in the description below. Thanks again for watching. Live long and prosper.